approaching random people in the concert and asking them to show up. Shalom Aleichem.
What's this? Oh, this is Yeshua.
That's Yeshua. Ari. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Eli Stefansky. Oh, Barak. Shalom Aleichem. All right, beautiful.
I'm gonna let her do my daughter's.
Today we're starting a new parak. It's basically Mishnayos, but we have a little Gemara to make Yosef Biliak curious.
A lot of pictures.
And a lot of pictures today. All right. So, if anybody's missing a Gemara, I did make some. Here, pass this down. You have to break it up somehow. If somebody needs it's dark in the background? It's because of the light.
My daughter-in-law's sister.
You see better? Mendy, do you see him better?
Yeah.
You see better there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what was there your way. No,
Come here, look this way. Just look this way.
Is it very dark?
Yeah.
Dark, very dark. Here is better.
All right, so we have a person, a very good friend of the Shir, who's been to the Shir twice. He came from California, special. He was in Eretz Yisrael, and he came. You have to
pick it up a little bit. You see half of your head.
Okay, so you take care of it.
This way.
David, that's right. So David from California watches diligently every single day. He asked that we learn L'Refuas Zechariah ben Pesel. So we'll learn L'Refuas Zechariah ben Pesel. I need a tech guy on this side to check out what's going on here. Mendy's busy eating. Is it good or not good? Oh man, he's busy making Leisha Vasuka. Sorry. All right. So, just to give a little background for those of you who are joining us today for the first time, there was a lottery in the Beis Hamikdash which decided which kohen is going to do the Trumas Hadeshen. Then there was a lottery that decided which kohen is going to do the Karban Tamid. Who's going to do the Shechita? So if you see over here in this picture, the kohen would gather around. The kohen that wanted to be part of the lottery would gather around him. One would remove his yarmulke, his hat, and we knew that was the start, and they went in a circle. He just chose a random number. Let's say there was 25 kohanim in a circle. He would choose 78, and he'd start counting kohanim until he got to 78. The kohen that he got to pick, that was kohen number 1. As you see over here in the picture, kohen number 1 got to do the shechita of the Tamid. To his right was the next kohen that did the zrika, and then dishun, and then you have number 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the guys that carry the body parts of the Tamid. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Look at this picture. I forgot to show it yesterday, but it's a beautiful picture from the Mishnayos Me'iros. You see the kohen filleting the animal, chopping it up into small pieces. You guys are blocking Barak, the new guy. He has to be able to see all the pictures. Oh, here he is. Baruch Hashem. And you see over here, they're lining up. Yeah, you can come right over here. Barak, there's an extra seat right next to me for guests. Yeah. Sorry for disturbing over there. If you see over here in this picture, each kohen is standing in line to receive an organ or two. Okay, but they received two different organs, Eivarim, and that's what they brought up onto the Mizbeach, and they placed those Eivarim on the ramp. Says the Mishnah.
They measure to be more or less even or not?
They measure, no. We'll see that the way it worked is they try to put as much meat on these organs, and they did it like that. They try to equal it out with meat. Yeah, organs is not so good. What should it be?
Eivarim, limbs.
Where's the Balabais? Okay, he's not here. When he comes in, let me know.
Limbs.
Limbs. Yeah, I like limbs. It's a new word, organ, for me. I use limbs all the time. Lo hayu koisim es hatola. Says the Mishnah. Brand new Mishnah, brand new parak, brand new Masechta. Lo hayu koisim es hatola elo ma'akidin oisai. The way. So here's the Balabais. Chaim is here. So Groisi Shkoyach to Chaim and his wife hosting a beautiful party, together with his father, Mr. Kornbluth, who we're going to miss dearly when he moves back to Yerushalayim. So Yishkoyach, by the way, Chaim has been with us from the very, very first day. Chaim is one of the 5 people No, but you were there the first day. So is Ari Grun, who's here today. So is Noam Fix. Oh, Ari. Who else was there? Noam Fix. And Shmuley Cooperstein, if I'm not mistaken.
I showed my head.
Yeah.
You showed your head, but you weren't part of the Chabura that asked me to start. And Chaim Korn was one of the initiators. He's the one that said, Eli, you got to do this. Anyways, so Yishkoy Chaim. By the way, it's a tremendous chus, because Chaim is a big onav, and he's very Hatznei Leches. He has a very good voice, but you'll never hear him down for the Amid. He has a beautiful sukkah, and Baruch Hashem, he came through this year. It's amazing. No, Bemis, it's a big chus for us.
By the VAD this year. Last year I offered also.
By the way, this is your last chance, because Be'ezer Hashem next year, we're going to double out the amount of people in this year, and we're not going to fit in the sukkah. So, you Zoicha?
Sure, you have it.
Oh, okay, Be'ezer Hashem.
Can you explain
And we're going to have to open up the roof, we're going to have to do something. Okay, fine.
Can you explain
Removable
Can you explain to me
All right.
they threw a hat up for the lottery?
They took the hat off.
Hat off.
Yeah.
The only person wearing a hat here is our Kohen.
Ah. Okay. That's it.
Should make a retractable roof.
Yes, it's too late, but we will do it.
Then we'll change
Yeah. Says the Mishnah, the way, again, going back, a lot of this, whoever was here for our live Shechita demonstration remembers that the guy opened up his rented car, because of course he didn't want to dirty his own car. He opened up the trunk, and in there was a sheep bound. His legs were bound. That's what farmers do. They bind, the butchers, they bind the legs of the sheep, and they shech the sheep. Says the Mishnah, Lo yahayu koifsim es hatola. They wouldn't bind it like they typically did, all four legs together. Elo ma'akidin oisai. What is ma'akidin? The lashon of akedas yitzchak. The way Avram Avinu did it. And it seems like Avram Avinu did it differently because he didn't want to be like the goyim, as the Gemara is going to explain. In other words, the front foot hand was tied to the rear leg.
Can you do that though?
Yes, you have to do it. Otherwise, the sheep will go crazy and kick you while you're shechting it.
Right, so tie,
What?
so tie 2 to 2 or no?
Yeah, 2 to 2. Not all 4, 2 to 2. Mishazachu be'ivarim. All these kohanim that we're going to be discussing in great detail in this Mishnah, what they do and what they don't do. You need somebody to help you to hold this animal down. They didn't have what they call today a box. In the Shechita house they have box. For the sheep you don't really need it. They just have a machine that grabs the two sides together, and then they're very weak, so you just grab the neck and cut. The box is more for a cow. But anyways, they were able to control this animal because he had many kohanim. And
You call me Meshuggah? Amir Tishem, we have Barak here. This is my hard work. I know you know everyone makes fun of me.
nobody makes fun of you.
Last night.
What make fun? I was showing how hard you were working at the concert.
Amir Tishem, he wasn't here yesterday. He went away. I've been harassing him ever since I met him in Oshai.
This is the way to chase a guy away from the shir. Good job. Listen, I want to tell you, Yeshua Aaron Price was sitting next to me at the concert, front row. You hear this, Yeshua? I can be made. Yeshua was sitting next to me in the front row. All of a sudden, he only sat for one song. He jumped out of his seat and ran outside, and that's the video that I showed. He's busy recruiting people for the shir. I'm like, what are you doing? You have the best seat in the house.
And how many people did he get?
He got 25 people for the 8-minute shir. Not worth the front row. All right. Anyways, this is the Mizbeach. This is the Beis Hamikdash. This is the diagram of the Beis Hamikdash. So the Mishnah describes where exactly did the Shechita take place. Roi shoyla doroim upanov lemairav. Here's doroim. Now, the animal was facing doroim, facing this way, up and down. His rear was facing tzafon. Then they took his mouth, they took his snout, and they twisted his head so that his neck and his eyes should be facing the heichal. You want to fake because the Torah says lifnei heichal. So even though his body, you don't want its rear or anything else. So even though he was lined up like this, but he had his head twisted towards the heichal. The shaycha was standing this way. Upanav lemairav. He was facing. His head was facing again, facing the heichal. Shel shachar. Now, we're discussing the Tamid. The Tamid is a carbon that's brought every single day, twice. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Says the Mishnah, tremendous chiddush. I don't know if anybody knew this. You shecht each one in a different place. The one in the morning is shechted in a different place than the one in the afternoon. Shashachar nishchot al keren tzvonis ma'rovis al tabas shnia. Okay, so keren tzvonis ma'rovis is by this arrow right over here. You see, this is tzafon and no tzafon ma'riv. So no, I took it off. I had a thing. I took it out. It's right over here. This corner. This is for something else. I'll tell you in a second. If you look closely over here, there are 24 rings representing the 24 mishmaros. These rings, there's a picture in the art school. I didn't have time to print it. We have too many pictures as is today. We had them yesterday also, these rings. Maybe I have a little bit of one. But on the bottom, these rings were to grab the animal's head. And there were 24 because there was 24 mishmaros. There's 24 groups of kehanim that came in every week was a different mishmar. And each mishmar used a different ring. But for this, they use the same ring every morning. Which one? This guy right over here. The one, why? As the Gemara is going to explain, because the sun comes from over here. In the morning, the sun comes from Mizrach. So in order to get the most light, you get him on the furthest ring from the light source. You don't want the walls to create
What are you talking about? How many were there?
There were 20.
Oh, the 20.
How many rings were there?
24.
Why? 24. Tell him quickly. 24 mishmaros. Maybe you're schmoozing over here. You're not paying attention. What's going on?
Which picture is the good picture? This picture or this?
Yeah, this. I was talking about this picture. That it really has. The rings. This is machlokes Rashi. If the ring goes like this, the Rishonim say the ring goes like this. It was on a hinge. Rashi says, where is it? Could I go somewhere else? Shkoyach. Wow, I need it. Rashi says the ring was actually in the ground. It went in the circles. It could open up, and you just spin it here.
This one?
No, it's the same one.
Yes.
Anyway, lo mishneh. The point is that the sun comes from here. It's not blocked by the wall, and it's the second row down. According to Rashi, very interestingly, I don't know how you even fit this into the ground, but you see this loop? It's a complete loop. I don't know how they got it into the stone, and you turn it. You keep on turning it until it opens up on the top. You stick the animal's neck in, then you turn it back, and it locks the animal's neck. Now, how you get it into the lechatchila, I don't know.
Does it explain why each mishmar had a separate?
No, we're not dealing with
They're
that.
never there at the same time. Why do they need separate rings?
I don't know, like a covet kind of thing. Everybody got their place. It was a takana that happened later on. These whole rings were takana that some kind made up later on. And the second one is also the second row, not to have shade from the mizbeach somehow. This is for you. Oh, okay, we'll put it over here. So that's what it means, the second ring. Shaben Arbayim, the evening one, Mizrach Tzafoin. Oh, that's what I just said now. No, Mizrach Tzafoin is over here. This green arrow is Mizrach Tzafoin. So we move over one corner of the Mizbeach. Why? Mizrach Tzafoin. Sorry. Atabashnia. So again, over here, it's the exact opposite. Because it's the evening, where's the sun in the evening? On the other side of the Beis HaMikdash. It's coming this way. So therefore, we shecht it on the ring that's further away from the sun. In other words, the ring is right over here instead of in the morning where the ring was over here. So now, who does the shechita? The one that won the lottery. He does the shechita. Who's number 2 in command? The second guy in this picture right over here. The second coin next to this guy wins the lottery, so the guy next to him is lucky. He gets Zrika. The guy next to him gets the next thing. And that's how we have 13 kehanim. They get things. We don't do 13 lotteries. The second guy gets Zrika. How does he do Zrika? The coin shechs the sheep. Blood starts pouring out of his neck. The second coin grabs a kli, grabs the blood, and then does Zrika. He throws the blood on the mizbeach. How does he throw the blood on the mizbeach? Because it's an oila, we need to get 4 corners in the mizbeach, but we do shnayim shein arba. We throw it in a corner and it hits both corners, and then you go to the opposite corner and then you do the same thing again. Which corners? Northeast. So it can only be northeast and southwest. Why? Because as we learned, that there is no yisoid, there's no base to the mizbeach over here, and the blood has to go on a base. So if you knock out this corner, then you have to knock out this corner. Therefore, you remain with these two corners and green arrows. So he puts the blood on mizrach tzafon. Ma'arav is roimus, then he goes to ma'arav darim, v'noisim ma'arav edoraima. Sheyora adamar yishoyvach le'yisoid roimus. Now, whatever he had left over, he pours right over here by this green arrow. There's a little drain over there. That's where he puts. He's already there anyways, so he puts the leftover blood there. Now we're holding on today's daf. Daf lamed aleph amud aleph. Now we're going to go into great gory detail what exactly the kohen used to do. Now here's the pasuk. Rabbi Isai, it says in the pasuk, it tells the kohen in the beginning of Vayikra, literally from the first pasuk in Vayikra, pasuk Vav, it says that you need to remove the skin and cut it up. And then you skip a pasuk to pasuk Ches, and it says, Varchu b'nei Aaron hagayim esarasachim es haroish ves hapoder. Poder is a layer of fat that we're going to be discussing, but the Torah basically mentions these two things. Now, step number one, says the Mishnah, it seems like the butchers would break legs and kind of make some sort of device where the two legs are together and then they would hook the two legs. No, that was a problem. They didn't break anything. They tried not to break. He would do this. He would hang the animal by the arkuva. He'd make a hole and he had a little hook and right over here, beautiful, and that's how he got it done.
But the Sichas Chulin, he didn't do this. He put two legs up on top. No?
Okay, yeah. Sichas Chulin wasn't. This I took from the Art Scroll with permission from Art Scroll, and this has, going back to Chulin, it has all the, not all, but many of the things that we're discussing here, one by one. Let's see. He would start removing this, filleting the skin until he got to the breast. Once he removed the hide all the way down to the chest, he would cut off the head. Now the head, did he remove the skin from the head? No, not necessary. Why? Because the head was already shechted, it's already not part of the animal. So the Torah, when it says v'hivshit, wasn't talking about the head. As we had, one of the kohanim, it has the schus of carrying the head onto mizbeach. He goes first. It's the most chashuv organ with the least amount of meat. So they gave it to him. He would cut all four legs off, feet. Now, the kara, if you look over here at this thing, this little ugly guy, this little piece, and we once learned arkuva hanim keresim aroish. The roish has no meat. This arkuva also, this little piece has no meat. So it was the minhag to sell them together, like for your soup or whatever. It had no value really. So all four cut off, give it to the guy. Unesanam, yes. That's right, the big Shalom Aleichem. I said welcome to him in the middle of davening, to Rabbi Halpern. I had the schus to be with your granddaughter in the sukkah the other day by Shani and Rafal, who are going to be here for Shabbos. So she didn't tell me you're here in town. She didn't know. She no. It's a secret. Okay, fine. Well, welcome back. We missed you. He skinned the rest of the animal. Koras alev. He ripped his heart out. And vahitzis damoy, as we said, we just had it recently, I don't know, a month ago or so, that during the shechita, the animal lets out a scream, and that causes blood to rush to the heart, and it congeals. That blood is no good. We must remove that blood. Yodayim is already something else. Until now, we're talking about the karaim, this part. Now we're talking about the yodayim is the four legs, but it has gishmak amount of meat right over here, as you see. These two guys. Why do we have to say the heart if it's going on the mizbeach? What? Why do we have to say the heart if it's anyway going on the mizbeach? Each piece goes separately. Each coin gets parts. That's what we're going to each. What? The Tamid. Talking about the Tamid. We're cutting up the Tamid now into special parts. Each part goes to another kohen, and each kohen brings it onto the mizbeach. Does anybody want some of these beautiful homemade cookies? It's a shame. I can't have it in front of me. I'm getting hungry.
You pass another dish out. Other cakes.
So they cut off the hands and gave it to the kohen who was zoicha. Yeah, should we go back to this picture over here? This kohen, you see they all line up. But where's that picture? You're in charge of my pictures. Oh, here. Number 6, kohen number 6 in this chart gets the 2 yodayim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yodayim. What's next? The tail and the left hind leg. Let's see if that goes in the Mishnah. Oh. No. We go to the right hind leg. He cuts it off. The beitzim go together with that leg. Karoi kuloi. He rips open the body now, because now the hide is removed, but the innards are not exposed, so he needs to make a cut down the middle. He opens it up, and everything becomes exposed to him. L'chayr, they already explained, because we talk about the heart, so maybe there's something out of order here. Notal es ha'peder unesonei al be'shchitas harosh milamala. If you were at the shchita, I highly recommend it in 7 years from now to be there, don't miss it. There was a part of the animal called a peder. It's a layer of what?
We have video of it.
We have a video of it. Here's basically it looks like a white blanket, and it comes right off. It literally looks like a small blanket this big. It peels off beautifully, and in order, as we're going to see here in the Mishnah, everything had to be done in a kavadika way with respect. So if there's a huge cut and a lot of blood from the shechita that messed up the wool of it didn't look good. So they took this white blanket and covered the base of shechita. Now if you see a nice head, a white blanket, everything looks beautiful. On the top where there was an incision. He took the intestines. And he gave it to the person that's in charge of washing them off, as we're going to describe. Va'akares in the stomach. Madichin oisa bebeisa madichin. Now I want to ask you a question. Logically speaking, if you have an organ that has a lot of waste in it, and another organ that has less waste, so you have the keres, the stomach that has a ton of waste in it, and you have the intestines that don't have as much waste, which one would you wash off more in order to bring it onto the mizbeach? So you tell me logically, the one that has more waste needs to go through more washing. Says the Mishnah the exact opposite. The tables over there, maybe you could get to my picture over here. Where's the Beis HaMedichin? Beis HaMedichin, as we said yesterday, where's the plastic one? Here we go. Plastic one, this is Beis HaMidbochayim. It's not really a house, it's not really a room. It includes all the rings. And Memela, this is called Beis HaMidbochayim. This is where you look down here, you have a bunch of tables. 8 tables, that's where they would rinse off the innards. Umedichin oisa called sarka. And you rinse it off as much as you need, in other words, very little.
There's a logic. If you've got something with a little bit of washing and you get it all out, you do it.
I'm about to explain. Yeah, exactly. I asked the question. I didn't say the answer yet. At least 3 times. The intestines have a certain film on it that takes time, like an oily. You have to get it off. So you have to rinse it at least 3 times. The stomach, you're not going to get the waste out anyways. So you give it a quick rinse, and to be yotzei, and then you throw it on the mizbeach.
Where do they get the water from? Where we do all that washing?
Well, they had the Kier got water. They had they had water. They had that hole that goes all the way down to the wells.
It's called gichon.
They had to separate the lung from the liver. I see that the art scroll worked its way out of this. Doesn't really show what the etzba kovet is. It's some sort of something that sticks out of the liver that looks like a finger. When you look closely at this picture, it doesn't have any description of it at all. I looked it up online. There's something going on there. There's a little bit, something protrudes out of it. And that was on the liver, right. On the liver, a small piece. Because the Torah says that you have to take some of the liver. There's like a steer in the psukim. Anyways, the liver goes with, we're going to see soon, and a piece of the liver goes with the tail. So you got to get that piece off. You'd cut it. What?
There's like a finger on.
Yeah, there's a little finger that it looks like a finger that comes out of the liver, right? And that he cut, but he didn't remove it yet. Why? Because that had to go together with the tail that's not removed from the animal yet. So you leave it in its place. Noikiv is a chaza. He separates the chest. And in the one, I have here a beautiful picture. One of my favorite pictures from the art school today, believe it or not, is this picture. I overlooked it in the beginning, but now I really like it a lot. Because this
What a cute sheep.
this picture actually shows you what each kohen gets. He divides it. So, starting from the Kurayim, this is the feet, this is what he gets. This is Yodayim, he gets all the way up to here, like sort of part of the shoulder. Chazeh is this little circle right over here. Geira, the neck, is all this, because we're going to see it includes 2 ribs. What's a flank? All this whole part from here going this way is a flank. Oikets is the tail, not only the tail, but it goes all the way up the spine.
And the chaza overlaps.
The chaza is over here underneath. The little, it doesn't overlap. It's underneath. It's underneath, behind this leg. And the hind leg is all this geschmack stuff. This is good stuff.
Which is number 5?
This, I think. Anyways, the head we don't need a picture for. Yeah. Oh, that's why he said that day. Okay, I got it. If we have any shaylas, you ask Rabbi David. Now, Allah doifen yemanis. He goes all the way up. This doifen. This is the doifen yemanis, and the same thing would be on the reverse side of it, on the left of the animal. So he goes up. Basically, he's over here. He's holding by this part next to the oikets, next to the end of the tail. He'd go, he'd cut down until the spine. He wouldn't touch the spine. He would cut, excuse me, start over here, cut his way over here, not touch the spine until he got to the 2 ribs. He would leave 2 ribs over here. And there's 2 ribs on the left side as well. And this one had the liver hanging on the right side. You had also the liver hanging on the right flank. He comes to this part, the neck. And therefore he had 2 leftover ribs in the gera, in the neck. So the neck that has all this has how many ribs? 4 ribs. 2 from the right, 2 from the left. And you give it to the person that gets it. The trachea, the heart, and the lung are all hanging onto the gera. Not depicted in this picture. On the other side of this picture, again he got 2 ribs. Milamalon, closer to the 2 ribs from this side, all the way from here. And 2 from the, next to the neck. And that's what they did on both sides. Comes out that you leave 2 ribs and 2 ribs. 2 for the right flank, 2 for the left flank, 2 from the front and 2 from the rear. You cut it. It comes with the spine. And the spleen is in there. So now which flank is heavier? The flank that has the liver or the flank that has the spine? The flank that has the spine is heavier. Says the Mishnah, Vihi hoisuk doila. Therefore, it was larger. Elo shel yimin karing doila. However, to confuse us, they called the right one that had the liver doila. Why? Shakavet lo yiba. But in terms of what goes on the mizbeach first, the one that's larger and has more chashivas, more weight to it, goes on first. He gets to the tail, he cuts it. The aliyah we know is the fatty part of the tail, this part. And we had once a picture where the sheep actually have tails that go all the way down to the ground. And nowadays they either cut them when they're younger or they do something to them genetically. But a true sheep would have a tail, a fatty tail that goes all the way down to the ground. The etzba kavi. Now we're going back to that finger that protrudes out of the liver. then they would give it to the tail, put it together with the tail, and the two kidneys would go together. There is a picture here, if I can find it. I don't know if you can see, it's a blowout from the Mesifta, but you can see all these guys. This is the guy with the head and the legs, and here, Chaza, I don't know, Silas, what do we have here? It's hard to read. Okay, anyways.
I guess if you're on coin, you couldn't screen it. Is that it?
Nah, you get used to it quickly. Even if you're Israel, you're there watching it.
Tell me, all this cutting up was done while the animal's hanging?
Yeah. It's all hanging. What's left hanging? The arkuva, that one leg, the left leg. Nimtzu kula, sorry. Now look what it says here. Nota les haregelas smalis. What does nota mean? There's no cutting necessary. Why? Because everything was cut and gone. You're left with the left leg hanging on a hook. So you just took it, removed it from the hook. This dalid word probably takes it out. Yeah, it's gone. That word. Unesana, he cuts out the cutting. Unesana lemishazachaba nimtzu kulamayim de mishura. They're all standing like this. The yivarim biyadam. Turn the page. Aflamin alav and beis. Harisha the first guy has the head and a hind leg. Haraish biyaminai, and everything goes with the chashivas, the importance of the limb that he's holding. So the head goes in his right hand. V'chatmai, and the snout of this head, klap izroi, goes towards his arm. Karnav ben it's ba'isov. Unfortunately, I chopped off the part that shows that. But anyways, the keren and the snout are towards his arm, and the keren goes through his fingers. Beis shchitasai, and the place where the knife went through and did shchita, milamalan is upwards, and it's covered with that blanket of fat. Haregel sheyamin bismarloi, and in his left hand he has the left foreleg. Ubeis oiran lachutz, and again, to show respect, you show the skin and not the cut. Hasheni, next kohen in line, b'shtei yodayim is holding the two forefeet, the feet. Sheyamin b'yamino shesmo b'smoiloi, the right and the right, and the left and the left.
It's basically an explanation.
Ubeis oiran lachutz, yes. And again, the hide is on the outside. Hashlishi bo'ikitz b'regel, the third guy is holding the tail and the left hind leg. Ha'ikitz b'yaminoi, what's more chashiv, the hind leg or the tail? I guess the fatty tail, like the Torah says, is more chashiv. It goes in his right hand. V'alyom medudels ben etzba'isov, and the tail part that we call tail is between his fingers. Ve'etzba kaved, and the finger coming off of the liver. U'shtei kloisimoi, haregesh shesmo b'smoiloi, and the left hind leg is in his left hand. U'beisorin lachutz. Haravi b'chazu b'geira. Fourth kohen gets the chest and the neck. He holds it with his right hand, and the neck is in his left hand. And he holds it too. We said that the geira includes two ribs between his two fingers. And the fifth kohen is holding the two flanks. Not that heavy, because we're talking about a sheep here. With a cow, it would be impossible for probably two people to hold it. Again, right to right, left to left. Hashishi, sixth kohen grabs the krovayim. It's the, what do we say that is? The intestines. Intestines go in a bowl because you can't hold intestines, it's disgusting. So you put it in a bowl. Ukurayim, I think, I didn't see this, but it makes sense that the feet cover that krovayim. It makes sense. Agabei milamala. They put it on top of it to cover it. Hashvi. Now we finished with the Tamid. The seventh kohen is holding the soilas. He's holding the mincha that goes together with the Tamid. Hashmini deith kohen bechavitin. Every morning the kohen gadol brought these minchas called chavitin. He would hold the chavitin. Hachi bayayin. And there was a wine libation that the ninth kohen held. A total of 13 kohanim.
He was the last one in the row?
Yes. Now.
So nobody could see him actually zipping the wine.
This is the western side of the ramp, only halfway up. We were worried that by mistake somebody might drop it on the Mizbeach itself. So here they are, they're all lined up. You look closely, here's the head, here's the feet, here's the this, here's the that. And here's the wine.
But they all place it one by
Roll
one?
down on the kevesh.
On the kevish, baby, right here.
So they go in
What?
there,
Dirty, who cares about dirt in the Beis HaMikdash? Everybody's hands full of blood, it's beautiful.
so they go one by one, they place it down?
Yes, one by one. The head guy, here's the head, so he goes on top of the kevish, places it there. The next guy with the hands places it there. And each one in succession, and basically a nice orderly fashion. Look how beautiful the Mesivta made it. Mamish looks cool.
Walk up or they drop up? So where's the left? Each walk.
They walk, they put it down nicely, and then they salt it all.
They don't want any broken legs.
left first?
What?
Where's the left first?
Have the trainer on hand. The trainer on hand for any
No, they're right. Why? You see,
kneecap dislocations or anything that's happened.
I don't
It's on
know.
the left hand side.
It's on the left-hand side of the kevish. Umalchum, and they'd salt everything. V'yardu, and they would go down. Ubar lem lishkas hagazis, and they go into that lishkas hagazis that we said is half kaddish, half not kaddish, half was in the azor, half wasn't. Likroy says shma, in order to say kriya shma and to daven. Okay, we're done with the Mishnah. Says the Gemara.
When you said before you pull down the hide to the head, and you touch the head, does the head go with the hide or separate?
The hide was on the head. The hide wasn't removed from the head. The head had the hide.
The head had the hide.
Yeah.
You mark the, who got the hide?
The hide went. No, the hide didn't go on the mizbeach. The hide went to the kohanim.
Except the head.
The kohen get to use the hide of the tamid. Yeah. That wasn't nikrav, so it didn't go up to the kevesh. Only the things that are being nikrav now go up to the kevesh. What? That goes on the. That goes in. Yeah. That's ayla. That has to be nishcha. That has to be nikrav. Yeah. Right. And all the way in the beginning, we said you cut all the way in the beginning of the Mishnah. Yeah, all the way in the beginning of the Mishnah it says you cut the head off. All the way in the beginning. Says the Gemara. Let's finish this up. People are hungry. You tie it like Avram did to Yitzchak. Did anybody realize that that's how he was? That Avram tied his hand to his leg, but backwards. He's like in a circle, like backwards. Okay. They wouldn't tie all four legs together. It's not nice to do it to catch him. You don't want to be like the goyim. The Rebbe points out over here, Avram Avinu didn't want to be like a goy, so that's why he invented this thing called the Akedah. That he, not the whole Akedah, the way he tied Yitzchak was different than the goyim to be different than the goyim. My benayu, what difference does it make to us logically, physically, and halachically? If you use something beautiful like a golden rope, so it would be chashav for the mizbeach for kachim, so you would be able to do it. But if you don't want to be like the goyim, you're still like a guy. You're still tying it in the same fashion as the guy. It doesn't matter what rope you used. Not awesome.
You think being mocker of another human being might be...
Oh, you mean the what? I don't know. I have no idea. What?
You think maybe being mocker of another human being might be that might be a bigger problem than how he was tied down.
That was me signing of Avram. Avram was preaching against this for all the time.
Oh, very nice, beautiful. Thank you. That put Avi to sleep for a little bit. You know what he said?
No, what did he say?
He said Avraham Avinu had an assignment. All the guys were shechting their kids, and now all of a sudden he preached against it. All of a sudden he's going against what he preached. That itself was a tremendous assignment for Avraham. That also. Excuse me. There's 13 tables. That we pointed out. There's 8 right over here, down here. They were made out of marble. Why were they made out of marble and not gold?
Can't cut them.
Blood should run.
The Gemara is going to discuss. Shalei medichim. Sorry. Shalei medichim asa kruvayim. I want to take this opportunity again to thank Avi Kamiansky for making a beautiful, beautiful breakfast the first day, the first Chol Hamoed. And then we had Mendy Orbach, who also made a beautiful breakfast. And yesterday we had Menachem Mato, who made a beautiful breakfast. And today, Chaim Kornbluth, beautiful breakfast.
We don't know yet.
So far, listen, this is the beginning.
We don't know yet.
All right.
You do know the stuff, but not yet ready. Shalei
medichim es akrovayim. Seriously? You ready? Okay. Smells good, whatever it is. What is that? Eggs? What is that? Waffles. Shnayim b'ma'rova shel kevesh. If you look over here, back to this green arrow, there are 2 tables right over here. Echad shel shayish v'echad shel kesef. One was marble, one was silver. Asher shayish noisim esayivarim. On the marble one, Rabbi said, how did you learn this? On the marble one, you put all the limbs. What limbs? We just put it on this beach. What limbs? What? No, we're not talking about all the other animals. We're talking about oilas yachadir. Vashel kesef klei shares. On the silver one, you put the klei shares. How many klei shares were there, Hillel, that we took out yesterday?
I won't embarrass you. You can say
How many? 93 klei shares, and you put it down on the table. U'bu'ulam, and inside the ulam, which is right over here, Shnayim mebifnim al pesach habayis. There are 2 tables. I have a beautiful picture from the Mesifta. This is actually a bird's eye view of it. Here you come in, and here are 2 tables. One is silver, one is gold. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a drone view. You come in this way, and here is Zav, here's Kesef. Echad shel kesef, echad zav. Ad shel kesef noisim lechem apon b'knisasai. When you come in, you drop the bread off on that table. Then you have to remove the bread, and then you load up the bread. Vashel zav b'tziyasai. And when you remove the bread, on the following Shabbos, you put it on the golden one until you makriv the levina. There was 2 spoonfuls of frankincense, and you put it on the table. Shemalam b'kodesh v'lo meridim. You start off with silver, but then you make your way up. You move your way up to gold. In the middle also, there was a golden table called the shulchan, where they put the lechem apanim, but that's okay. You could stay the same, but you can't go down. We're only 40 minutes into shir, by the way. We started at 10:08 with a bunch of announcements. Yeah, no, but that doesn't count because there's an announcement. We didn't start right away. Okay.
But that's why one is silver, one is gold. One they make both gold. Because they want to.
Mailam HaKodesh, very good.
Have a situation. Mailam HaKodesh.
Very nice. And the shulchan was gold, and that always had the lechem apanim. Michdi, asked the Gemara in Anis b'makom hashiros. Amay avdi b'shayish. Why did they make tables made out of marble when we had gold? We even in Shlomo HaMelech's time we had a tree that produced gold. So why make it out of marble? You have the kesem, you have the zav. Omer Rav China b'shem Rav Asi b'shem Rav Shmuel b'Rav Yitzchok. Mipnei shu martiach, because it could spoil the meat. Now the question is, meat doesn't spoil in the Beis Hamikdash. The answer is that no matter whatever you could do, al pi derech hateva, unless you're a rebbe, of course, and then you do everything benisim. But in the Beis Hamikdash, they were makpid to go al pi derech hateva.
Wasn't that most?
Shel shachar hoynishchat akerim mizrach tzvoinis. Minani mili. How do you know that in the morning they went away from the sun? Omar Rav Chizda. In other words, that the sun shined on it. We're almost done. Domakro shnayim layoim. 2 per day. Now you could read the word 2 per day, or layoim could also mean in the light, in the sun. Keneged ayoim, it should be across from the sun. So since the sun comes out in the east, so you're in the west. Maybe it means you should do it twice a day. It says already you do it twice a day. So the morning one was in the west, in the western rings. And the evening one was in the east because the sun is in the west. Now, I know we're late, but I must say this vart for those who weren't at the Siyum and Zvachim. You could turn it off if you want. Well, you can leave it on. Beautiful vart. I'll say it very, very quickly. Bekitzer, because we read the pasuk as a kavetz echad asavabeg, as a kavetz sheni tasib in arbaim. Those of you who know the vart, it's givaldik vart. It's kedai to chazor over in the sukkah. There's a medrash somewhere. I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it. Then Yaakov brings this medrash. This is machlokes, and I don't remember the Tanoim. What is the most important pasuk in the whole entire Torah? One, there's something Ben Azai. Shema Yisrael, very good. V'ahavta l'orecha kamoicha. And and when I said it, Menachem corrected me then also. Agopadim. So you remember? I said whatever. Who won? Why? How's it possible? Shema Yisrael. No, because for Yidden it's consistency. Learning Daf Yomi every single day, even on Sukkot in the Sukkah, even on Yom Kippur we got together, and even on Tisha B'Av, there's not a single day, Baruch Hashem, Be'ezer Hashem, that we didn't learn Matzah Tisha B'Av, and Matzah Yom Kippur, and on when people are going on Chalamayit trips, even today, we're sitting in the Sukkah and learning. That is the most important pasuk in the Torah. Consistency in learning. It's not the daf, it's the yomi. Every single day. Chag Sameach, Yishkoich to the corn blutes.